what? Like, come on, guys. Like, oh, I'm furious. I'm still furious about this. Switzerland, like, what the?
I know they emphasize it in a random order, but the amount of stress that Valia went through, his facial expressions, I can't even imagine. Ukraine has got a lot riding on their shoulders, all the representatives of Ukraine do, because they've got the perfect qualification streak, and it was just so stressful to watch. I genuinely thought it was going to be Belgium or Cyprus who qualifies and that Ukraine had lost their qualification streak. If we're putting the well-being of the artists in the forefront, which is what the EBU has been emphasizing, I think that was also a little bit rude and not as nice, especially with all the chatter this season of people not really liking the Ukrainian entry within the fandom. I understand it is good TV, but I'm not sure if it's worth the amount of stress that it caused to, Valia and the fans and everyone else. So I could not live with that. That was horrible.
I mean, there was so much hype in the last few days before the grand final. We got a video message, of course, from her in the semi-final. But I know in the press centre there was also a lot of hype over there might be a last-minute arrival and a last-minute performance from Celine Dion. So I think that the hype that the fandom kind of built up made it a crime that she wasn't actually there, because that just would have been iconic. But obviously, we still love Celine Dion and respect her reasons for not being there. And just wish her all the best. And the kind of homage that she got was really, really special. That was definitely, it was a highlight, but it was also a crime that she wasn't there.
Adonis has such a superstar energy about him, and I thought the performance was really spectacular. Could it maybe have been a little more either dark or bright, because it felt kind of trapped in the middle? Maybe. But I thought it was spectacular, and he did miss a cue for like half a second or something at the start of the second chorus. But I thought it was fantastic, and he really has the potential to become a global superstar, in my opinion. So him non-qualifying was really, really sad, and I hope he doesn't get discouraged by this. I didn't see this coming. I had him as like a dark horse winner potentially if everyone else messes up or something. So I was not ready for Czechia to not qualify.
I don't understand this rule. What is happening? What is this flag ban policy? I don't understand, personally. And there's so many artists also taking part to the Eurovision stage, which are kinda feel not free to be themselves also on that stage. So this is so wrong.
I wish the EBU gave us a logical explanation as to why. Then maybe I could get on board. But to me, everything is a little bit flip-floppy. The artists represent their broadcasters, not their countries. So in my opinion, they should then have the logo of the broadcaster that they're waving about, not the flag of the country. Otherwise, they are representing their country, in which case, maybe it could get confusing in some ways. But Cecil, for example, was the first person from the Faroe Islands to have qualified for the final and couldn't have the Faroese flag with her. And I think that's pretty sad. And the artists not being able to have queer flags with them is also sad.
This is part of her community. We know that Eurovision Song Contest fans are really a lot related to LGBTQ+ community. So I don't understand why they decide about this rule. Actually, it's always worked in the last years, and I think it's kind of related to what is happening in Europe. There is so much people which are getting really close-minded about a lot of subjects, and for me, I don't understand this. I don't understand that this flag don't really affect anyone. It only shows some representation for some minorities which need to be seen, and that needs that. As part of this community, I need to see these flags. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I absolutely love to see that there were many people like me and that support and were into this show. So, and that's important, and this rule is so wrong.
I think the artists should be able to have other flags with them, especially since the flag ban was lifted for fans and everyone was able to have any flag they wanted as long as it followed Swiss law. I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing to put onto the others as well.
Albania only receiving like 45 points from the jury, if I'm not wrong. That was so low. Like, I still don't understand how some jury member actually ranked Albania last of their entire top. Like on 26 countries, they think that Albania should be like last, like in the bottom of the scoreboard. I don't understand, because Beatrice's vocals were slaying it vocally in live. That was incredible, and they have like one of the best staging never presented by Albania. That was so polished, so perfectly done, and well filmed also. I love the camera angles. There were some close shot to Beatrice to see her emotion, so I don't understand how a jury member could rank Albania so low. And I'm so glad that the Televote kind of saved Albania, giving them like more than 170 points, I think.
173 points!
That was huge, and I was so happy when I see the Televote. I think they deserve much more from the jury. That's it. And yeah, for me, that's one of my biggest crime of the season, and I'm sorry for Albania again. You deserve much more, but I'm happy that the Televote support you once again.
Definitely Australia in semi-final 2. I was convinced that was going to be in the final after I saw the staging, and I am shocked. Oh man, like I grew to like the song for Gojo and Milkshake Man, but in the end it just, for whatever reason, it didn't click with enough people. It came 11th, it was close, but I thought the staging was fun, it was exciting, love the big milkshake prop gimmick. I know Gojo seemed a little bit nervous, but for me it was enough. It was enough to make the final, and yeah, I was gutted because I was also watching in the Eurovision Village semi-final 2 with 2 Australians. I was gutted for them that they did not make the final. Hopefully they can send something even better in 2026 and get themselves back into the final.
Awesome acts and songs could be much more supported in Rio, in the arena, than what you could listen on the television. That's really a problem for me. But here, for this year, I think that for all the countries, there were a huge censorship. Of course, you'll still listen a bit the arena, but my question is it like real sound of the public at some moment? I'm not sure about it, because I was in the arena for semi-final 2, family show, and for me, what I heard, the support that Samsung received, like Finland, for example, or even Germany, I don't feel it on television. The result was completely different. The vibe, the crowd, I don't listen to them. I understand that they made these censorship rules to protect some artists, to like cover the boo thing, like when the public really are not okay with something, with a country or with an artist or a song. Also, it happened. I understand that, but to apply this censorship for all the acts, I think we need to listen much more to the arena, to listen much more what the crowd is saying or is reacting to a song. That's it.
Belgium not qualifying, not even coming close, especially for Belgium to qualifying for the grand final. Like, I don't understand it.
Belgium had a fantastic song, amazing vocals. The staging didn't quite click with me as soon as it did with everyone else, but I still thought it was good. I still thought it was more than enough to make the final.
2 years in a row now, they've sent in songs which the fan base do really like. Both are male soloists with actually banging songs, especially from the studio cut. I can understand last year because the staging was extremely lackluster. But this year, the staging was absolutely banging, and it was a personal song to him for that matter as well.
And on his birthday as well, guys. You didn't let him qualify on his birthday, you heartless people.
I don't understand it. Like, what were the public thinking? Like, oh.
Switzerland, the viewers all over the world have awarded you 0 points.
I was livid. I'm still mad now. I'm still angry, pissed off, absolute disgrace from the Televote. And I can say that because I voted for Switzerland, so I don't hold any blame for this. What Like, come on, guys. Like, oh, I'm furious. I'm still furious about this.
Surely maybe 9 or 10 points overall from the public I can understand, because it would have gotten some points from its neighbours after all. Austria, France, Germany, of course, those kind of countries. But nothing? Just ridiculous.
I know it's a ballad, but like, that was insane. That was absolutely insane. The highest jury score to ever get 0 points by a country mile, because it shouldn't have got 0. If Switzerland had won again, I would have been absolutely fine, ignoring the expenses I probably would have had to pay for 2026. We'll ignore that part. As a song, it was phenomenal. Staging was phenomenal. Televote clearly have no taste.
The UK getting a 0 was not really that surprising at all.
From the public, you get 0 points.
And obviously there needs to be major reform once again with how the BBC approaches Eurovision. I was absolutely furious at the time, but honestly I really was sort of expecting it, which is just terrible.
Especially for us here in the UK, it's a real shame because, of course, after the contest, what we see with the media now is all we see is Austria winning and UK coming 19th with 0 points from the public. That's all they take away from it. Not the fact that, remember when they came top 10 with the juries, even with an additional 12 points from the Italian jury. But of course, the media doesn't take that part.
I think 0 points from the televote doesn't reflect how many people actually connected with both Remember Monday and Zoe Me during the Eurovision season.
We can talk about the juries, these professional juries, sometimes blanking more traditional styles of songs and that sort of thing, but at the same time it works both ways. The public are completely dismissive of some styles of music every now and then. 0 points for a song that was so loved by the juries this year is just unbelievable. Either the juries are really overrating something, or the public are massively out of touch with music professionals. Whatever it is, Switzerland getting 0 points this year was an absolute travesty.
But this is just the start of amazing careers for them, and I am sure that they are going to thrive on this experience, and it will just go up from here for them.
Some countries are using advertising to promote to vote for their songs. Of course, I'm thinking of Israel here, but I think there's many countries maybe in the past which have done this, but I don't know the case. But for this year, Israel does that, and for me, that's a problem because I am agree with the fact that you could promote your song and your artist, but they never make like an advertising and ads to call yourself to vote for this number to support this country and this song without listening to the song actually. And that's a real problem because you could make a huge advertising operation to tell to the people to vote for this one with a number to call or to do the vote, I mean, but without watching the show, without listening to the song, and without, and that's the most problematic thing, without thinking that this is maybe not or yes the best song of the competition, because you're not watching it and you're not listening to all the other songs. So that feels really unfair because there is also so many countries that cannot afford for doing this type of marketing operation.
And of course you've got Israel's massive score, which of course is a huge talking point this year, as it was last year, as it might be next year.
297 points!
Clearly it needs to be addressed, and for a very nervous few moments, I think every Eurovision fan thought Austria aren't going to do this, Israel are going to do it instead. And that would have been really very damaging for the competition, the future of this competition, and it was just so stressful watching those results come in. It's always stressful, but at the same time you sort of get a bit of joy from it. But not this year. It really was a difficult watch.